Hey, Rifters! Welcome to the show. Subscribe, rate, and review. Tell a friend. Tell an enemy. Let's do this. Anyways, we got a great show today. Comedian Kelly MacFarland will be here via Riverside to talk about her new stand-up special. And it's going to be great. I saw it. It's very, very funny. And you guys are going to love it. And you guys are going to love this episode. And it's really nice when I just talk to stand-up comics, because that's my will of expertise. You know what I mean? I don't really know anything about movies or adult videos or stuff like that. I just know about comedy and adult videos. So I am an expert at this. Anyways. Those are my dogs barking like crazy. Of course, they always do it right when we record. This would be a perfect time to subscribe, rate, and review. And tell a friend. Just say, hey, listen, this mofo's dogs are barking. You should review it. Subscribe. Anyways, Kelly MacFarland will be here via Riverside momentarily. So enjoy Reza Rifts with Kelly MacFarland. Coming up next.
From Hollywood, California, welcome to Reza Rifts with your host, Keith Reza.
All right. Well, hello, Kelly MacFarland. Happy to meet you. And, yeah, thank you so much for doing this. We were talking about dogs and stuff. I also have a dog. And I have two dogs, and what I like to do when they bark is I like to turn on Old Yeller and say, this is what happens if you continue to bark.
This is what happens. You will be probably put down. Is that what you're telling them?
Exactly.
Telling them?
But I tell them in a very, very sweet way with a classical movie.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
That movie, when I was a kid, wrecked me. Yes.
Really?
Because, I mean, the whole, dying dog thing is just devastating. There's another one where the red fern grows. Are you old enough to remember that? That was like a book.
No.
Okay, well, don't read that to your dogs. When they're being bad, just pull that out and read it to them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The one that I'm old enough to remember is Homeward Bound.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I can't play that one because then it's like, you guys could come back if you find the place. You know what I mean? Like, that's the wrong message I'm trying to send my dogs.
You don't want to do Pet Cemetery because talk about coming back. I mean, you don't come back.
Yeah. That's evil.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
That's so funny.
It was so weird because before you jumped on, I was talking to the producer, and we were talking about serial killers, right? Yeah. Oh, this is not my favorite topic, but this is my favorite topic because the comic mind and mine kind of switches, and I wanted to ask your opinion because if serial killers, right, say they're still alive and they did all their killing, you know what I mean, and then they got out of jail, right? And they're free men and free women, and then they did stand-up comedy. Would you pay to go see these serial killers telling jokes? It's really bizarre.
Are you pulling this? Is this ripped from the headlines, Gung Gung, Law and Order style, or you just? Maybe,
I don't know. I was just thinking this jumped in my head because here's the thing. I was thinking if Charles Manson had a comedy special, right, it would be called Helter Skelter, right?
Yes.
Which is so bizarre because that was the most terrible thing in the world. You know what I mean?
There's a few holes in your can we unpack it? Do we have time for that? Great.
Yeah, let's unpack. Yes.
I really want to take a deep dive with you and figure out.
No, seriously.
So first question, I'll interview you. So first question, what made you think of this?
Because I have a very dark, sophisticated sense of humor.
Great answer.
And I don't know.
Yeah, you don't even need to elaborate on that because you might incriminate yourself. And you don't want to do that.
Right. Now, but let me ask you now so I could take over the interview. Why would you ask that question towards me?
Think of this? I mean, we don't know each other very well yet, so I mean, I don't know what goes on in that, melon of yours. But it sounds, like, we're on the same page.
It's very crazy.
I always thought that Ted Bundy would be a really good stand-up comedian because
he's on this list that we just wrote down. Ted Bundy.
I've always thought this for real because in any interview or anything with him, he's very cheeky. And I feel like that makes good stand-up comedy when you're kind of in on the joke. I mean, unfortunately, being in on his joke would mean you're probably about to be murdered. However, I think some people might think John Wayne Gacy would be a good serial killer because he was a clown, right?
Okay. I don't know much about serial killers.
Look where you ended up tonight.
I know.
Like,
this is
so. Oh my gosh! I didn't expect this from the middle-aged lady I was having on as my guest, but here we are.
But let's go back to Ted Bundy for a second. What would his comedy special be? What would it be called?
I think it would be Sorority Girl Fight Night or something like that. Very cheeky,
okay.
Or he drove that Volkswagen Beetle around in the early days of his killing and would ask for help and stuff. So I wonder if it would be something about
Beetle help.
Yeah, or a play on the Beatles, right? Or it could be Farfik Nugan, that type of thing, Far From Livin' or something like that,
Yeah. And then the last one I had was Son of Sam, and I think his special would be called I Talk to Dogs.
Oh, may you elaborate on that?
Oh, for the folks at home, Son of Sam was the guy who killed everyone because he said his dog told him
devious. To. And bossy, apparently.
I know. That dog should have watched Old Yeller.
Just bringing it around. I like a good callback and scene. That made me so happy. That felt complete. We can just hang out. Let's just hang out now. We did it.
Okay, where can the folks at home follow and support you? Yeah. So Kelly, I think that this is fascinating because I always tell people in the comedy we're our paths have never crossed, and it's very weird because we've all been doing, I did some research. You've been doing it just as long as I have, and we've never crossed.
Possible? Where do you
I know,
live?
right? I live in Los Angeles.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and I'm in
right by
Boston,
Ted Bundy.
So it's East Coast, West
Oh,
Coast,
okay.
You know what I mean?
So that makes sense. That why our paths have no. Yeah. Have you ever done the Wilbur? The Wilbur's great, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm there next weekend, actually, with Kathleen Madigan. Allow me to just drop a plug for a show coming up.
Drop it all you want. I probably won't be able to edit it by next week.
I know. I had that thought as soon as it was leaving my mouth. I was like, and I don't know when this is going to be, but don't show up.
I mean, I will try, but don't get your hopes
up, friend. You know that. When you've been...
Yeah, because I still got to get Charles Manson's episode out. I got to get all these.
I mean, Ted Bundy is going to be research. You want to fact check. You got a lot of things to do. Your plate's full.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it's so funny. So, how did you, I know this is a very hacky question, but how did you start in the stand-up? What made you want to do the stand-up?
I mean, I feel like it's the same old story, right? As a lot of people, it's I grew up listening to stand-up, and I grew up in a time where it was you weren't, when I was little, you couldn't really watch it on TV so much as like, unless it was like late night television, but I was little, right? So I wasn't allowed to stay up.
Were you Carson? Or?
And, but my parents had albums, they had comedy albums, and I would go in to the den and like listen to vinyl and play the comedy albums, and they were great parents. Also didn't set a lot of boundaries as the youngest child in my family. So I was just listening to like Richard Pryor and like everything that probably wasn't appropriate at that age, but it really made me love comedy and the way a single person could like just invoke laughter, and it ends in a shared experience for this audience, right? And I really fell in love with that that whole like idea of being a performer. And I was like a singing and dancing kid too, so my parents had me in dance lessons and singing, and I was performing already and realizing like this isn't I'm not going to be a dancer, you know, at under 5 feet tall with a buxom build. So I was always being funny and getting in trouble, and not terrible trouble, but you know, the kind, I don't know, did you have that when you were growing up where it was like, I was never like terribly in trouble, but I was in trouble? Like,
I definitely had that, because I went to singing lessons and dance lessons too, and and I realized when I got older that I'm tone deaf, so I'm not going to be a singer, and I'm too fat to be a stripper, so I'm not going to be a dancer. So then I thought I would be a comedian.
That's how we're born.
Yeah.
That's how
exactly
comedians are born. We're just super funny and maybe a little chunky, and so we figure it out, right? Yeah.
But I didn't watch the comedy albums. I just watched Old Yeller and Homeward Bound.
I mean,
like those were my comedy hits.
I think you're a little younger than I am, so it's like you were definitely doing something different. I watched a lot of Saturday Night Live too, like early Saturday Night Live, and Dan Aykroyd, like Steve Martin, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Gilda Radner. Like that was more that goofy, ridiculous. Like your brain works differently than the typical person. Type of comedy was really more what I loved to watch. Now I would probably say, at this point of doing stand-up this long, I'm a storyteller, and I definitely like to share my crazy perspective, but I really just want to tell like fun stories from my point of view that are relatable in the end, but maybe a little different than someone might have thought about this normal everyday thing. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. You said something very fascinating about your parents, where like, and I think that this is kind of like, I don't know, but go with me on this. I think this is weird because when you were growing up, your parents probably didn't put you on a leash, and you could do whatever you want. You could be like, oh, I'm going to New York for a day. They'd be like, all right, whatever, right? Stay away from Son of Sam. I don't know. And but nowadays you can't do that. Because I think parents are overprotective. They'd be like, can't go to New York. Son of Sam's there.
You see
know what
a
I mean?
Man talking to his dog. Back away. That dog's giving bad advice.
Red flag.
Yeah, my parents. I feel like. Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and like we were a little bit like off leash kids, right? But it also. I don't want to say it was a safer world, but in a lot of ways
I'm not saying it was.
In a lot of ways, it kind of was, right? Because we weren't exposed to as much stuff. Like now, I have a stepson who's going to be 21 in a few weeks, and he doesn't know any different. That he just has access to everything in the palm of his hand while looking at his phone. Like he is desensitized from a lot of stuff. So I don't know. I think there's none of it's better or worse than the other. It's just different.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of wish we would go back in the olden days with no social media or no phones, because like if you remember, you find out like the victims of Son of Sam were on milk cartons. Right? And you'd be like, I'm going to enjoy milk. Holy Lord. You know what I mean? So you get all your information through milk, and now you're getting it all through the Netflix TV.
Gosh.
Ridiculous.
You're like a dog with a bone to bring it back full circle. I love it. Yeah, there's definitely that milk carton thing. I was part of the milk carton. I remember when the milk cartons came out, and it was like, why are they putting these missing kids on milk cartons to terrify you over breakfast?
It's crazy.
And my mom, not as much my dad. My dad like worked nights when I was growing up, so I was one of those kids, like a little latchkey kid. But my mom would be like, you know what? That kid's missing because they went with a stranger. You don't go with strangers. Yeah. They'll take you and they'll grab you and put you in their van, and then you'll end up dead and on a milk carton. And I was like, that escalated quickly, Mom, right? Like, yeah. So
we have totally different parents. My parents would be, my mom would be doing the cigarette thing, so like we have that in common. And she'd be like, hey, you know what would really make you more famous, Keith? And I'd be like, what, Mom? She'd be like, if you got on a milk carton. And she'd give me advice on how to get on a milk carton. She'd be like, if someone offers you candy, always take it. I'm like,
your mom
okay.
was maybe trying to get rid of you, Keith. Should we talk about it? Let's talk about it.
We could, but my mom... Yeah, but I think my mom loved me because that was her final words to me. But she was talking to my father.
Those were her final words when she put me in a van that was nondescript and no windows in the back.
She was like, "I love
Bye.
you." Yeah,
Be
exactly.
Good boy.
Yeah. All this life insurance money's coming in. Stay missing.
You're gonna be on a milk carton, kid. You're gonna be famous one day.
And then my mom, this is how crazy my mom is my mom probably collected every single milk carton. So, like, she drank a lot of milk where, like, she wanted, you know, like, one day it would be Adam Thomas or Juliet, you know, like, she wanted all of it. Like, it was like toys at fucking McDonald's. You want all of them, you know what I mean?
Do you remember the first kid on a milk carton? Probably not. You're not old enough. No. There was this kid, Adam Walsh. I think he was the first. Don't, fact check me, internet. But he was the...
I'm like Joe Rogan. I have a fact checker.
Fantastic.
Can we get on that, Corey? Make sure that's...
fact check me. And his dad is the guy who started America's Most Wanted. Yeah.
Oh yes, I did know this. I didn't know he was the first missing child of all time.
Kid. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because of all time. That's
okay.
I was like,
okay. No, Catholicism's been around a long time, so I doubt. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. I didn't want to fact check you on that.
A lot of kids walking home from church and Sunday school that just never made it home. Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm sure Adam and Eve's first child got eaten by a snake or something. Like, I'm not confident, but, all right. But first one to get on a milk carton.
First one to get on a milk carton, I think, was this Adam Walsh kid who went missing, and then his dad ended up doing America's Most Wanted. Yeah.
That's so terrible. I mean, the crime is terrible, but it's more terrible because the dad was like an actor, right? So like it's more terrible because you're now on a show about unsolved mysteries where your own child was unsolved, and then when it's always on milk cartons, and you're like, I can't even enjoy milk.
Do you watch a lot of crime shows?
No, I'm just very sophisticated.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. Like I have Asperger's syndrome, so I'm
you're like
pretty.
Yeah,
I'm just on
I
it
love
like
that.
But excellent, thank you. So I watched your comedy special, and I liked it because comedians have this weird feeling that a special has to be an hour, and I kind of feel like 30, 45 minutes is kind of like a short spot for a special because it goes straight to the jokes and who really wants to see an hour. Like, you want to give people more.
Mine was long, though. Did you not finish it? No.
The one I saw was 43 minutes.
Did you watch What Happens?
Yeah, it was where you were in the theater and this guy introduces you, and then
that one on Prime Video is called What Happens.
Did I watch the wrong one?
They're all the right ones. They are all the right ones.
Oh, okay. Are we promoting the wrong special?
The right everything. So no, it's just so funny. I thought you were being I thought you were teasing me, and I was like, oh boy, he is adorable.
Why would I tease you?
That is on YouTube right now. That's just over an hour, and
so I watched the wrong one.
I don't think so, because you watched something that had me in it, and to me, that's the right choice. So.
I'm going to tell you right now which one I
already
watched,
know.
Because it's
if you watched one that's 43 minutes, you watched What Happens, which is available on Prime Video, and also
What Happens.
So I filmed one last year. I self-produced and paid for it, did all the things, and that's called Hot Gnome. And I'm releasing the audio of that as an album on the 17th of April. So it'll probably be out by the time this hits your listeners. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I was going to say, Kelly, you're putting so much pressure on this podcast. Next week, I'm doing the Wilbur. Tomorrow, my new, hold on a second. Did I not explain? I got a list of serial killers first, and then I got...
I've got things to do, Kelly. I'm busy. No, it'll be out by the time this drops to your listeners, so they can go find it. Yeah.
That would be awesome. So how was that? Like, how many times did you film that? Was that a one take thing?
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah. I did my special in one take.
What's your special called?
It's called Make It Happen.
And where can we watch it?
Yeah. Oh, well, it's been out for 5 years. People have already... it's on the YouTube. It's on the... Yeah. You want to see something crazy?
I hope it's a chupacabra.
Hold on 1 second, because it's tall. But talk about Son of Sam. I'll be right back.
Son of Sam wreaked havoc on New York City back in the late 70s, early 80s. His dog told him to kill people, so he went around and he went, okay,
all right,
I was just doing a TED Talk about Son of Sam.
Yeah. I'm really glad I was wearing pants today because I got up, and that would have been so awkward because, it's now we live, because there's a day where you go to a radio station and do these things live, but now it's all on Zoom. You never know who's wearing pants, so I am so thankful. But this is my special, and it's the most proudest thing I've ever done because I have a John Cusack. Do you know John Cusack? I have a John Cusack fascination.
You know what I mean? What is it? Say Anything.
Say Anything.
Tribute in that cover. I love it.
Yeah. So, anyways, not to brag, John Cusack is now my new best friend, and I opened up for him, and he signed it. Cusack approved. So
I'm fangirling right now, just so you know.
Oh, I was fangirling the whole time. I was like, John, I love you.
Oh my God. Say Anything. Better Off Dead. I am just like.
I loved him in My Boy's Missing and He's on a Milk Carton. That's my favorite.
I thought you were going to say Hot Tub Time Machine, and I was going to be like 1 or 2. 1 is fantastic. Oh, 2 is a piece of garbage.
Well, he got trimmed out too because of that. He was like, I know this is garbage. Let's get Adam Scott. You know what I mean?
Did you open for him at the Wilbur?
No, I forgot. I want to say it was the Magnolia, but he doesn't do stand up, so that's why it's more fun.
Oh,
but
sorry.
back to
I was
you.
Gonna ask more John Cusack questions because.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Ask more
John
Cusack.
So does he still play? Okay. Do they play the movie High Fidelity and then he answers questions about it?
Yes, but it wasn't high fidelity. It was Say Anything.
That's nice.
It's very smart. Like if I was an actor, I would just want to do one hit movie and then just do that.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Just be like, well, I had to pick up a radio, the same thing.
She gave me a
something
pen.
like that.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
And actually she gave me an entire career.
Oh, good one. Yes,
Thank you. Now, John, if you are listening, he actually does listen to this podcast. John, I just want you to know that was a joke of the career of like going through the theaters with the movie.
He knows
Not
that.
you.
He's
you
fantastic.
Okay,
There's no
excellent.
way he doesn't know that. I don't even know him, and I'm assuming he knows that. He's fantastic.
He's great. Cool
Okay,
guy.
back to us.
Back to you. And I had a question, then you asked me a question. I totally forgot
This
my
is what
question.
I do to people. I'm sorry.
I know. Very. Oh yeah. So you filmed it in one
Yes.
time, and so like that that's crazy anxiety because that's what I was gonna say. I filmed mine in one time, and the whole time I was like, I really hope I don't fuck this up. You know what I mean? How in your mind like as a comic, like how do you because one time's very hard.
So
It's like throwing darts at a
I mean it's so this is where I got to with it, and this is gonna sound so like inside baseball with stand up, but I think that's what you like to talk about, and your listeners probably
I love baseball.
It's the
baseball's the best.
best.
How many strikes did you hit? How
me
many
put it to
balls?
I had so many touchdowns. No,
Oh, that's football.
Oh my
We
God,
love
I love
football
it so
too.
much.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
So this is how I went into this special. Because it was my money, right? So it's like when you're doing it that way, it kind of I could have easily gone off the rails and been nervous or in my head or afraid. And the director wanted to do 2 shows, and I was like, no, we're doing 1 show, one big theater show.
Yeah.
And so we did 1 show, and I just walked into it the way I would walk into any other night I was performing in a theater, and it was 1 show, and I gave it 100%, and I wanted it to be like a moment in time and a good sampling of what it's like to go see me, and that's where it ended. And I think that's why the audio, so this is my 3rd album coming out, and it's like the other 2 are good. They're good. This one I really love, just because it was like, I wasn't thinking about recording an album. I wasn't thinking about recording this special. I just was thinking about having a good show and having a fun night, and that's what I did. So I think that it was kind of a learning experience, because now I just treat everything that way. Like every show is, this is just going to be a good night at work, and it's going to be one of many, right? Many that I've already done, and then many of more to come. So it's a good way to approach it.
Yeah, that's exactly how you have to approach it, and you do your set, like even if there's like 3 people or you got to do that, and then you just got to think it's only going to be bad if no one pays me.
Right, exactly. If the check bounces, then it's bad. If the Venmo doesn't go through.
I was going to say, you're in Boston. Maybe they still do it in checks, but now they do it here in Los Angeles, Zelle and Venmo. And they're like, by the way, it's going to take a week.
Yeah.
And you're
like, really? Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm sure
Everything
it does. Takes a week, yeah.
But money shouldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
They say time heals all wounds. I don't know if I believe that.
Time
Do you
doesn't
believe
pay
that?
all bills. That's what I would say.
Yes.
It doesn't
exactly.
buy milk.
That would. Yeah. And then, maybe if more people bought milk, they could find Adam.
You keep tying
what's
up in a beautiful bow. It's bringing me joy.
Well, you know what's really crazy is, I mean, I don't really know that case so well, but I do know the dad is dead, right? Because he's not in the new Unsolved Mysteries.
America's Most Wanted. I don't think he's dead. But Richard Stack is who you're thinking of on Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah.
If you.
Yeah.
Or
He's definitely.
knows
yeah.
the whereabouts or location of. Yeah.
Exactly. He's definitely dead.
I think.
Right?
Corey, can you fact check that? Thanks.
Yeah. He's deader than my dead great grandfather. You know what I mean? But what if his son Adam is like alive and well and just kind of just did it because he didn't like his dad?
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, what if he just hated his dad's movies so much? He was like,
controversial thing to put out in the world, right?
I know.
You're gonna get hate mail.
I'm not. I might get hate mail. I don't know, but I hope not. But what I'm saying is, like, that's how my comic brain works. Is like, what if he's secretly a comedian?
Who would he be?
You know what I mean?
Like someone we know?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. What if it's Adam Ray? I don't know.
And that's how rumors get started on TikTok, Keith.
No, yes, I know, but I'm trying to go viral. So rumor me up.
Like, I'm just lobbing you softballs here. I love it.
I love baseball. I've never actually played baseball. I played the sport where they put the ball on the base and they say, if you hit it, that's baseball. And I hit it because it's on like
T-ball?
the stand.
You played
You know what I mean?
T-ball?
T-ball.
Yeah.
I played T-ball. I was the best T-baller in the world. That set came very gross sounding. I apologize.
Best
but
T-baller.
I was the all-star T-baller.
You're making
Wait,
it
that
grosser.
sounds just
You
as
made it
worse.
grosser.
Okay.
T-ball to me, I never played T-ball. I played softball when I was a kid. But then I got hit in the face by a ball and was like, I don't play this anymore. And I quit.
Oh my God. How was that experience when you got hit in the face?
I'm not sure why I got hit in the face. I don't remember that detail, but I remember getting home that night and being like, I don't play this anymore. And they were like, everyone has can get hit. And I was like, no, not me. No, I'll do an extra tap class this week. I'm not playing softball.
There's something so painful about getting hit in the face where, like, because, like, Kelly, not to brag, but I'm also a celebrity as well. So, like, when you write scripts, what I've noticed, because I write scripts, in every fight scene, there's always, like, a headbutt or something. In every single movie or TV show I've ever seen, there's a headbutt. And I don't know why, because that just seems like that would be the thing you would never do and the thing that's the most painful thing to do.
I wonder, whenever I see someone headbutt, I always wonder, how is that serving the situation? Like, is there a way to headbutt where you won't injure yourself?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know karate, but it's one of those things. It's one of those things where, like, I agree with you. You know what I mean? Like, it would totally
I don't know
hurt.
Karate. Well, okay. I don't think a headbutt is a karate move.
Well,
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I once in my life went to boxing. I took up boxing.
Oh, how was that?
And I actually sparred in the ring, which is, now when I think about it,
Oh my God.
I mean, where was I in my life that I thought that was going to add to it? And I couldn't, I'm short, so I was really, like, able to, like, bob and weave. But, man, I took a lot of hits to the head. And I would laugh every time I got punched. Every time. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I don't know why I was doing it. I went to this boxing club, Boston Boxing Club, and this great coach, Ed Lavash, and he would be like, you got to keep your hands up. If you're going to laugh, keep your hands up. But I just thought it was so funny that I'm letting someone punch me in the face. And he's like, you don't want to be letting anyone punch you. That's not how boxing works. And I was like, oh, yeah. I remember that night over dinner. I was like, I don't play this anymore. I don't do this.
You know, you probably know this because you're a boxer, but
that was a leap, friend.
Well,
I'm not a boxer.
But
I
you know
took
how
some
to box.
punches,
Like if I say, if I say Kelly box against Corey, you would probably win. That's what I'm saying. So, well, okay, well, maybe that's that. Anyways, but boxing, you I think you would agree with this. Boxing is not really fighting; it's dancing, and I feel like boxers know that.
That's a really
you know
good
what I
point.
mean?
Yeah, you have to anticipate where the hits are coming from. I can't believe we're talking about this. I'm talking like I'm a professional boxer. Really, I was a professional. Nothing. I just got in the ring like maybe a handful of times at one point in my life, and then, I was like, I'm good. I don't think I need to do this anymore. I like the workout though. I like hitting things. I like hitting bags. That's fun.
Yeah. Oh, when you hit bags, because you're a professional boxer, like, do you like,
middleweight?
Yeah, you gotta give yourself more credit. You could take on Tyson. So what I'm saying is, like,
I bite.
When you're boxing, like, in your head, do you imagine it's like your worst enemy you're hitting, or like how do you do that?
I don't have a worst enemy. I mean, that I know of.
Oh, okay, excellent. So you don't imagine it's me when you're boxing. Like, shut up.
Quiet
These are bad
down,
questions.
quiet down. No, yeah, I'm like scolding. I'm not a very aggressive person. I don't like to fight, so I like argue. So I think for me, I'm probably just like, that wasn't very nice. And then I'm like, yeah.
Did you ever take debating classes when you were growing up? Like,
no. Public speaking, yes. Okay. Debate, no. You?
Oh yeah, I took debate. It was hardest class I've ever taken. To be honest, and I did it when I was just starting stand up, so I knew how to public speak. But it was so weird because they'd give you these subjects of like why you should debate and stuff. You know what I mean? And like the subject I got is hitting your children.
God.
And the person I was debating got why it's bad.
Wait, you
right?
got why it's
and
good?
I had to argue. I got why it's good, and I'm totally against hitting children, right? So we're doing this, and they're making all these points. And in my defense, it's kind of an easy subject because hitting children is bad. So this person's winning. They're getting an A+. Teacher's like, this is the best debater I've ever seen. And then it's my turn, and I'm like, fucking Richard Nixon versus JFK. I'm like, well, when you hit your children, you feel so much better about your parenting.
Yeah, there's no good argument for that.
Yeah, and I'm not a parent, so I don't even know that's true. So I'm just like,
no.
I have no frame. I'm just like sinking in quicksand. Everyone in this class hated me because at this point I'm just making jokes, but they're like dark jokes, you know what I mean? And they just hated me. And they were filming me on TikTok, and I was like, we're going to get you canceled. And I was like, hey, sometimes you got to hit them or they go on a milk carton. That's what I was trying to say.
Pick your side? Oh, okay.
No, I picked, no. They gave me the, they gave me the we picked the subject, like, it was like in a cup, we picked it, right? And then, so then they had another cup, like, for or against, right? So I had to, and like my partner picked for, and I got against. And I was like, this is, or I got for, they got against. I was like, this is, come on.
How can you get canceled if you didn't get to pick your opinion? I think that's why I didn't like the idea of debate. Because it's like, I don't want to debate something I don't believe in.
Technology, though, Kelly, in 2000 was just ridiculous. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
So how? Because you're a very clean comic, and how like because you take like your marriage and all that. I think it's it's clean.
It's clean-ish.
Yeah. So like it's cleanish, or like I would never say you're Richard Pryor. That's what I'm saying.
But I love dirty comedy. I want to be clear. I love
Yeah.
it. It doesn't sound good coming out of my face.
Okay, so maybe you're not a clean comic. You're a PG-13 comic.
I mean, I think I'm just normal.
That's fair.
Like
normal.
I'm
so like
average.
you're
average,
right? But you exactly. But your writing style is so good that you can't even tell there's filth in it.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
That's a great compliment. Yeah, I like to allude to things and not say them outright. There have been moments where I'm like, maybe I should say them outright. Maybe that would make me, as the kids say, explode or pop. But I think the kids
say that? I mean, I always thought that was an adult thing, but if kids are saying that, that is kind of disgusting.
What are the kids into? Yeah.
I know.
So I feel like, I don't know. I've been on shows. Have you ever been like on those shows where they're like, "This is a dirty show. Be as dirty as you want." I'm like,
I did one last night. It was very weird.
Are you a dirty comic? Would you consider yourself dirty?
No, I would consider myself a clean with dirty stuff.
Yeah.
But when people say I'm clean, I would flinch because I'm like, I'm not really clean. But then after I see their point, I'm like, maybe I am clean.
I do know what you mean. Yeah.
Like,
I guess I'm clean compared to other people. Like.
Yeah. I'm not clean like Brian Regan.
No. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm clean where like I don't have a heroin problem either.
Fair. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You mean you're not like all about your dick or like you know what I mean?
No, yeah. I talk about being on the spectrum, and I talk about John Cusack, and I talk about serial killers and Old Yeller.
It's so strange.
That's what
Our
I talk
acts
about.
are very similar. You're just one husband away from us matching a spouse. You really just need a spouse.
I know.
I talk about.
I know. I'm just waiting
true crime.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to get promoted. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. How was the dirty show?
But,
were you dirty? Did you measure up dirty wise compared to the other comedians?
No, it was very weird. It was like, so here's what happened. So like, I'm going to change the names of the story because I got it. Well, they're not necessarily innocent, but I feel like if I say real names and then like it goes viral and they're going to be like, oh, you remember? I just don't need this. I'm trying to move on from hate, right? So I tour with Johnny Depp, right? And we were driving, right? And I'm changing the names, you know.
But, okay, go on. I just have a quick pause. So, but the John Cusack story was real, right?
No, that's for sure real.
Johnny Depp for this. Got it.
Yeah, I showed you the evidence of the John Cusack.
Listen, I'm just clarifying. I'm fact checking. Corey seems to be sleeping on the job. I just want to make sure.
Corey's also producing 4 other shows right now. So she's like,
I gotta get this out next week. This lady keeps go on. So you're touring with Johnny Depp.
I'm touring with Johnny Depp. Johnny calls me, right? He's like, hey, Keith, because that's my name. I was like, hey, Johnny. He's like, hey, I'm going to do the Ontario Improv for a big benefit. Levity's going to be there. Pick me up. We're going to do some time. I'm like, cool. So I pick up Johnny, right? And on the way to Ontario for a Wednesday show, you would think traffic is not bad, right? Because it's in a different direction of LA. Kelly, 100% wrong. Traffic was terrible. It was like a 3-hour drive, and it's not moving. All these lanes are closed. It's the middle of the day. Very crazy. So we get there, right? And Johnny says, hey, I'm Johnny Depp. I'm about to headline the show. And, Louis, what's another celebrity? Louis, help me out here.
Just use Louis.
He's the... Louis Anderson comes back from the dead. And he says, oh, why, thank you so much for doing the show. It's actually my show, and they just booked you to headline Johnny Depp, but it's my show. And Johnny Depp's like, oh, that's cool. Can Keith do some time? And Louis Anderson's like, well, I got fucking Billy Crystal on the lineup. I got Julia Roberts making a guest experience. Yeah. I got all these people just doing time, but I'll throw Keith Reza. He looks like he's funny. And Johnny Depp's like, cool. So Louis Anderson goes upstairs, right? And he starts the show. And it's very weird because I've heard Louis Anderson is like the nicest comic in the world, but I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if this is his hosting set, but I thought it was very, very weird. So then he's like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I like to bring up open mic comedy to do a spot, because when I toured with the great, Dick Shawn, he gave me all these spots, and, I just wanted to pass it down. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Keith Reza. And he mentioned me as an open micer, and that automatically turned me off, right? So, to be fair, my 5-minute set was good, but if you saw Louis Anderson's set, you would think, oh, it was way good, but it was just kind of not in the right element, right? And Julia Roberts bombed, Billy Crystal bombed, and, I'm going to be real with you, even Johnny Depp bombed. So it was a weird show, sold out. It was very crazy. And then we're driving home, and all these lanes are closed again. So it took us another 3 hours, and Johnny's just yapping his ear off about pirates.
I wanted you to mention pirates so much in that story, and you did at the end. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
of course.
My takeaways from this, correct me if I'm wrong. You were on a show last night. Everyone did poorly.
Right.
It was supposed to be a dirty show, and you did.
But I think they did poorly because I did not dirty.
Yes. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Also, why would someone introduce you as an open micer?
I know, that was weird, but that was one of those things where like we talked about earlier, our paths just never crossed. And these guys, they're a brother team, Louis Anderson and Joey Anderson. And they're, so yeah, we just never.
Weird.
I mean, I took offense to it, but I also thought maybe they don't really know.
I do think too, it's like there's something from the audience where if someone says, well, this is an open micer, and there's all these pros on the show, even if you're not an open micer, they're like, oh, cute, right? Like the audience.
That's what people said to me. Like, I got off stage, this guy came up to me, he's like, keep at it, man. I was like, I've been doing this for 23 fucking years.
Yeah. So sometimes I'll get introduced like this. This next gal is really making a name for herself. I'm like,
okay.
Oh my God. I'm just making a name for myself now. Oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. What's going to happen to me? And it does kind of throw me for a minute, because I'm, ego gets in the way, and you're like, come on, man. And then I'm like, no, I'm not even worried about it. I'm like, yeah. Just bring me up so I can do my thing. Yeah.
But so do you have an ego? How it sounds like you don't.
We all have an ego. I just try to.
Oh, really? But you just don't show it.
I try to keep mine in check. Because I think in the past, it was hard for me to control. You get all butthurt about. That's such a Boston thing to say. I don't know if you guys say that where you're on the West Coast. Butthurt. You get all
No, we say anal hurt.
Colon crushed. That's what we say. So, but people, you get all mad or puffed up because someone introduces you in a way that was not to your liking, or you get I don't know, someone makes a comment to you or whatever it is. And now I'm just just do what you do and let go of the rest of it. And, hopefully 9 times out of 10 it goes really well. And there's that one time that it's probably not even as bad as you thought it was. It just didn't feel as good as the other 9 times. Right?
Yeah. And for sure, like, I got nothing against Louis Anderson, Billy Crystal, Julia Roberts, Johnny Depp. They were not there for the folks at home. Just the names have been protected. So just want to make that clear. But Kelly, we should probably start the podcast now. I mean, we've been talking for 45 minutes and we haven't even really started. But I just wanted to get to know you a little, so it could be.
That's great. I love that you just said that. We should probably get into it.
Oh.
I'm going to hit record.
Yeah, well, we've been recording this whole time because you never know if there's gold, you know what I mean? To help us go viral.
Sure,
or me.
Specifically,
and then you.
Yeah.
Because you got a life full of amazing stuff. You were alive when all these serial killers were here. You mentioned dog movies I've never heard of. You mentioned you boxing. You mentioned getting hit in the face with a ball. Like, you mentioned touring, doing the Wilbur next week. You mentioned I have 3 specials. You watch the next one. Like, you mentioned all this fascinating stuff. And I'm just trying to catch up.
I mean, I'm probably at a VFW tomorrow night. So.
Oh my gosh! What is a VFW for the folks at home?
Organization, like club, like an Elks
Lodge,
those are
hard
or like
gigs.
It's not all. It's not all flashy diamonds and sprinkles and sparkles. Okay, sometimes.
No, those are important gigs, but they could be hard because. Yeah, because you're like, because if you have any jokes about death or PST or stuff like that, they're like, what? And you're like, I wasn't trying to bring back the memories of mom. Like, you're already in a...
Where'd you go?
Did I lose Kelly? And I'm back. Excellent. Kelly, before I lost you, I'll be honest with you, I have not paid my internet bill. And I was on the telephone, right? I was like, listen, you mofos, I'm interviewing Kelly MacFarland right now. You cannot do this to me. And they're like, I was like, you turn my internet back on, or I'm going to Twitter you and really get you in trouble. And I know it's not Twitter anymore, it's X, but it's still the same thing. Now, you turn it on, mofo. They're like, we're sorry, Mr. Reza. We'll turn it on right now.
So, I literally, when you went away, was like, is this what happens on this podcast? He just leaves and you're supposed to say goodbye to everyone? And then...
Wouldn't that be the best, though?
It's actually a fantastic bait and switch, where it's like, all of a sudden I was the only one on the podcast. And I was like, am I supposed to say goodbye? Like, do I say goodnight?
Did Corey not come in and say, hey, he'll be right back?
Editing other things. Sorry, I had to pick my dog up. She's very upset.
Oh, it's okay. How old's your dog?
She's 4.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Her name's Betty.
Betty?
Betty White.
I love... Like, named after the actress?
Yeah.
Oh.
I got her right after Betty White passed away. Good night. Say hi.
Oh, so maybe Betty White...
she's reincarnated in this
Reincarnated. Yeah.
What happened? All right. Well, I feel like when you left me here alone, that this is probably a good place to stop.
Okay, excellent. Where can the folks at home follow and support you?
They can go to my website, which is just kellymacfarland.com, or they can follow me I'm very active on Instagram. And I do have a TikTok, but you're not going to see me doing like weird dances and stuff out there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Kelly, thank you so much for talking to me. And like I said, I loved your special. I'm sorry I watched the wrong one.
No, you watched the right one.
Oh, I watched the right one.
Anyone is the right one, friend. Just watch something.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And, I hope that I gave you some good knowledge about this serial killer mystery thing.
This was actually a very enjoyable hour.
Oh,
like
excellent.
hanging out with a
All
friend, you know?
Well, we are
We're
friends.
friends.
We're comic brothers and sisters.
That's correct.
Like,
I love it.
you know, I always say that once you do comedy, there's always a brotherhood, regardless if you know each other or not. That's why, like, you know what I mean?
I do. And I think you're right, because we get it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, Kelly.
Thank you.
I'll see you in Boston.
I hope so. I hope to see you somewhere. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right, guys. That was the episode. Subscribe, rate, review, tell a friend, and follow Kelly on the social medias. And we will see you guys next week on Reza Rifts.